Hi, it's Darcy from Stay at Home Gamers, and today we are going to check out Thanos Rising. How would you like to exact some revenge on Thanos? Today we are going to check out Thanos Rising, Avengers Infinity War by USAopoly. Thanos Rising is a cooperative war game for 2 to 4 players, and it takes about 45 minutes to play. You do need a little bit of table space when you're playing this game. It's a dice and card game. This is an example setup, though I didn't leave myself a ton of room for rolling dice. However, I wanted to make sure that I could easily show you everything in the game. We have a Thanos figure, and he is going to hang out over here so that he can attack your heroes and send his villains to attack you. We have the gauntlet, and he is after the Infinity Stones. We have the Infinity Counter Cubes. We have the health damage cubes, our deck of heroes and villains, our hero dice, Thanos die, and Infinity Stone die. Bonus tokens. The active player deployment tokens. Each team base has an identified team leader, so we have Gamora, Captain America, Doctor Strange, and Black Panther. You and the other players can choose which team base you want to start with, or you can randomly hand them out. For demonstration, I am going to have Nowhere as my team base and Gamora as my team leader. If you have less than 4 players, the other team leaders go into your deck. So since this is a cooperative game, everyone takes a turn, but everyone can help each other, which is fantastic, especially when you're playing with kids. So it's easy to coach them through, give them their options, and work together to defeat Thanos. Like most cooperative games, there's only one way to win, but many ways to lose. When you first start playing, you need to defeat 7 villains to win. After you feel comfortable defeating 7 villains, you can increase the difficulty by increasing the number of villains that you need to defeat up to 10. There are 10 total in the deck. And you can also do things like starting with an infinity counter on each stone when you start. So before we start talking about how to play, let's talk about how to lose. If Thanos collects all the infinity stones, you lose. If 10 or more heroes die, you lose. If one player loses all their team members, you lose. When we set it up, we usually like to spread it on the table a little bit and kind of have one person in charge of putting the counters on the infinity stones and keeping track of all of their powers, handing out bonus tokens, and someone else taking care of damage tokens going on to the heroes, as well as placing new heroes and villains down. At the start of your turn, you take your deployment token and place it on the sector that you would like to work on. So when you choose a sector, you're either going to try to recruit one of the heroes in it. So like in this sector, I could recruit either of these, or I could work on defeating a villain. So for demonstration, I am going to put my token here. So this will be the sector that I am in. Once you place your deployment token, then you're going to roll for Thanos, because he goes first. Because of course he does. Alright, so the Infinity Stone is purple. I rolled that, so you have to put a counter on the purple Infinity Stone. When this fills up and you have all 5 counters on there, he collects the stone. And then you flip it over and it fires off whatever ability is on there. And then going forward, every time you roll that color, it would fire off. But right now, it's the beginning, so we're safe. And this one tells you which way he's going, like what Thanos is going to do. According to this, he is going to turn left. So he's facing there. He's going to turn left. And what do you know? He's facing my sector. You have 2 chances of rolling for him to turn right and 2 chances to roll him turning left. There's one that means you have to re-roll the Infinity Stone. If you roll the gauntlet, that activates the villains that are outside of his sector. If Thanos is facing this sector, so that means he is going to damage Mantis and Shuri. My token is here, so that means he's going to damage my heroes as well. I only have 1 right now. Proxima Midnight is in Thanos' sector, so this ability is going to fire off, which means I have to add a damage to all the heroes on my team. I'm not off to a good start. Ideally, you want to try to recruit another hero with the same color as your team base as soon as possible so that you can have that bonus die, and it'll tell you on the bottom what you get. Then you roll to either recruit a hero or damage a villain. You look at your team base and you look at your starting dice pool, and it'll tell you right on there. So for nowhere, I start with 3 red and 1 black. If I had another purple hero, then I could add an extra red or black. Now make sure to pay attention to your team ability. Mine, for example, says if I roll 4 more cosmic on my opening roll, then I can remove a counter from an Infinity Stone. So let's go over the dice quick. Damage, tech, mystic, cosmic. The red dice tend to have more damage on them. The black dice tend to have more cosmic. The green dice have more mystic. And the blue dice have more tech. You want to take that into consideration when you're looking at what you need to roll to recruit heroes or to attack villains. Then you roll. And then you have to assign at least 1 die before you can re-roll the rest of yours. So in this example, I'm going to assign 1 damage to Proxima Midnight. I need to roll another damage, and I need 2 cosmic. I'm going to actually assign that to her too. And then you can re-roll. Of course, now I have my 2 damage. But if you look at what I did here, I have 2 damage and attack, which is what I would need to recruit Shuri. So even though I wanted to attack the villain, I was able to recruit someone to my team. She does gain her health back when you recruit her, so you remove the damage counters, add her to your team, lay out the next card. And she has a nice bonus on here. So when you're rolling, if you roll attack, you can assign it and then draw 2 bonus tokens and keep 1, discard the other. Now, let's say that I would have rolled 2 damage and 2 cosmic. Then I get to damage the villain. When you damage a villain, you get to take a bonus token. You can use bonus tokens as basically additional dice. They're things that you can use at any time. It doesn't have to be your turn. It can be someone else's turn, and if they need another cosmic, then you can put that down and help them out, or you can help remove damage from a hero from either your team, someone else's team, maybe you want to remove it off of Mantis, etc. If you can't assign a die to a hero or a villain, you can discard 1 so that you can re-roll the rest of them. At the end of your turn, you remove any heroes that have their damage counters filled up. They are dead at the end of the turn. So then you would remove them, replace them. Same with removing villains and replacing them. And then you take back your token. And then the next player starts. And it continues until you hopefully defeat Thanos. I'm going to do another example. I'm going to place my token. So I roll those dice. I have to put a counter on the red Infinity Stone. Now I have to roll this stone again. Now I have to put a counter on the yellow. And as you can see, if you have to re-roll the Infinity Stone dice, those counters add up fast. He doesn't move this time though, since I had to re-roll the Infinity Stone. Thanos stays here. So that means he's going to attack Loki and Mantis. He's also going to attack me. Proxima Midnight is also going to attack. 1 damage to all my heroes again. Now, I'm going to put my token over here. As an example, I'm going to try to go for Drax, because if I get another purple hero on my team, then I can have an extra black or red die, which is very helpful. Alright. Infinity Stone to the Infinity counter to the blue stone. Thanos turns left this time. Now he's facing over here. That means he is going to damage Bucky and this jet over here. If you can recruit a jet, it's great because they usually have some sort of healing bonus. He sets off Corvus Glaive. My heroes don't get hit this time because my token is over there, not over here. But Corvus Glaive is going to fire off, so he's going to add 1 damage to all heroes in the clockwise adjacent center. So going this way, he's going to hit Mantis and Loki. Mantis is running into danger here. Alright, so let's see. Can I get Drax. It's going to be very difficult to get Drax, especially without having any other purple hero to give me a bonus die. So I can assign this 2 damage and this cosmic, and now I need 2 more damage, which I don't roll. I can assign this tech to Shuri. That didn't happen. Let's pretend that it was a damage. So I've got 3, but I need 4. I have a bonus token for damage, so I'm going to put that in. So then it'll get discarded. Take away those dice. He is now added to my team. All goes down here. There's Shuri's bonus here to look at 2. One of them to remove, and they both say the same thing, but I only get to keep 1. Discard the other one. I typically hold on to this until it gets very close to one of them being full. Even if a hero would technically be hit more times than their damage meter, once this is full, you just stop filling it. She's not considered gone until the end of the turn, though, just in case you have a way of healing her. Let's pretend, let's fast forward, that we have filled this counter. He has successfully captured stone. Flip this over. Damage cannot be removed from heroes on this turn. Bonus tokens may not be used this turn. You can't use bonus tokens to help yourself or your teammates, and you can't do any healing on this turn. Now let's say that you roll red again. This is activated when you roll it again. But now we've rolled the gauntlet. Thanos is facing this sector, so any villains in the other sectors are going to fire off. So Corvus Glaive fires off. He adds a damage to all the heroes in the clockwise sector. General Outrider fires off, so he adds damage to any green or purple, so he's going to add 1 there. Now Thanos fires off, so he's going to damage Loki and Hulk. Oh, poor Loki. And then this General Outrider is going to fire off. He would hit Loki again, but his damage meter is already full. There's a delicate balance between recruiting heroes and fighting villains. If you take too long to fight villains, your Infinity Stone counters are going to fill up, and he's going to start collecting the Infinity Stones, which are going to damage you and the other players more and more. However, you want to make sure you recruit enough heroes to your team so that you can have good bonuses for rolling and defeating villains, as well as in case any of your heroes get hit too many times so that you don't completely lose your team. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this video on how to play Thanos Rising helpful, and we can't wait to see you at the next game.